If there's one song that an ukulele player should know, it's probably Happy Birthday, because many gatherings that we end up at with our instruments and we're playing is also going to have a birthday attached to it. And being able to play this song and kind of support the group that you're with in their music, give them a pitch, get them going and singing the song is going to be a really nice touch. So we're going to talk about how to strum the chords and play the chords to Happy Birthday in this tutorial. My name is Brad Bordessa from liveukulele.com. Before we get into the lesson, be sure to check out liveukulele.com/store for more of my premium lessons to really learn the fundamentals of everything that goes on behind the scenes for this style of playing. Happy Birthday is a pretty straightforward song. There's lots of little pieces that you can improve upon to really bring out the quality of your playing and to increase your proficiency with different techniques and things like that. So liveukulele.com/store. That's how these free YouTube lessons are supported. So with Happy Birthday, it is usually a group song. Rarely will you play this by yourself. Usually you're going to be kind of strumming along and the rest of a group is going to be singing with you. So you have to keep in mind that the key of the song, or where the pitch is placed kind of like in the relative scheme of musical notes, where the notes are going to live on that melody range is something to keep in mind. And in this version, I'm going to show you how to play it in the key of F, but depending on your group, if you're, singing with only a bunch of females, perhaps you're going to want to change the key to sit in the female vocal range a little bit nicer. Or if it's just all dudes, then you might change the key again. But I find that F is usually a pretty good middle ground for group singing, which is why I like to play it here. So we're going to be playing F, and we're going to be playing B flat, which is often a tricky chord for folks to hold. You're going to bar across the bottom two strings on the first fret, and then add your middle finger on the second fret of the C string, and finally your ring finger on the third fret of the top string for B flat. If you struggle to get the bar at the bottom, a lot of times the way that your fingers reach and how your hand compensates, it can be easier to bar all the way across the first fret with your index finger, so that instead of your hand having to turn kind of sideways like this to get the angle of your fingers, if you reach up with the bar, a lot of times you can sit a lot straighter with more power. So this is a nice compromise. Just remember that you don't need to press down all of the strings if you're going to bar all the way across. You only need good contact on the two bottom strings. So that's B flat, and then we're also going to need C7. All pretty straightforward. Okay, the trick with Happy Birthday is that it is in 3/4 time. So it's kind of like a waltz thing. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we just have to be mindful of that as we're going through it. Most people sing it correctly because they've heard it so many times, it's not a big deal. But when you're strumming your ukulele, what you have to keep in mind is that the vocals do a pickup. So it's 1, 2, Happy Birthday. The chords are going to come in on birthday. So we're going to start on F. 1, 2, Happy Birthday to, and then C7. Happy Birthday, back to F. Happy Birthday to B flat. And then this is a fermata. You can kind of hold it as long as you want, depending on the crowd. And then you go back to F. Happy Birthday, C7, and then F. All right, and this is one of those songs that's straightforward enough, it's simple enough that you probably don't want to be looking at a sheet, especially if you're singing in a group. You just want to have this in your head. So try and think about how the sounds of the chords fit with the melody. You don't have to think about the melody at all. You've sang it all your life. So what you want to think about is how the chords on your ukulele mesh with that. If you get to a point in the song where it's like, that doesn't sound right, it sounds like it's clashing and like the chords are kind of beating their head against the melody, you might be on the wrong chord. The good news is that when you go searching for the right chord, even if you're just playing by ear, it's going to be one of two options. If you're on a wrong chord and it sounds bad, it's going to be one of two other options. It's if you're on F and F sounds wrong, it's either going to be B flat or C7. That's the nature of simple songs where you only have those 1, 4, 5 chords. It's really a nice intro to playing by ear. Let's try it. One more time from the top. 1, 2, happy birthday to C7. Happy birthday, back to F. Happy birthday, B flat. And here you could do a fan strum if you wanted, kind of make it dramatic, and just make your hand movements small and focus right on the tip of your index finger as you brush the strings. And then back to F. Happy birthday, C7, F. So that's actually the fastest change in the whole song is happy birthday to you, because you're just getting one strum on C7 before you go back to F to finish things off. So once again, this is a really good song to practice getting off of the sheet with. You want to be able to be present in the moment if you're going to play this with a group of folks. You just want to be focused on what's happening in the room and not on your sheet. That's kind of very disconnected in the moment. As a human, to connect with life, you want to be able to have that interaction and look around and feel confident in what you're doing. So practice it enough to get to that point, or trust your ears. Use your ears. There's only 3 chords, and if you're on a wrong chord, it's only going to be one of 2 other options. So practice it enough that you start to recognize the different sounds of what's happening around that iconic melody. Keep an eye out. I'm also going to be posting up a tutorial on the picking of Happy Birthday, so you can pick the melody, play the lead part, and kind of become more of a featured part of the presentation if you are so inclined. If anything, it's an interesting exercise in learning a basic melody across the fretboard, and it can be a nice little way to perk up a party. So until next time, aloha.